Oi, cunhado.
Não vai enxergar.
Enfim, my dear doctor here, Dr. Figueroa. So if you guys have any questions that I can't answer, she'll do it. Okay? And maybe we'll get her into the live in a few seconds. I wanted to thank everybody for joining us. I don't know where to look. This is getting really fancy here with a lot of cameras and microphones.
Câmera central, aquela ali.
I don't know where
Deve
to
ser
look.
main camera. Main camera.
Hi. All right. So now that I got all the cameras going, our disclaimer is that this is for educational purposes only. If you're not sure, you contact your own physician or your own physical therapist to double check these issues. Also, keep your good judgment in mind. And if this hurts more than it should when you're doing it, just don't do it.
Certo?
And it's that simple. Funny. All right, guys. So on the book, as you know, Physiotraining book, we gotta do it like this to all the cameras. Physiotraining book, chapter 3. Okay. I'm gonna tell you something. I've always had a neck issue. You guys know I'm a fighter, right? I've done jiu-jitsu and capoeira pretty much my whole adolescence and adulthood. And I suffer from a lot of neck issues. And I know that many of you out there also. And then, of course, I have my guinea pig over here, Mr. Julio, because please welcome anyone who want to also join us that have gone through this with me or used my protocols, if you will, out of the book. But the truth is that a lot of us have neck pain because we look down. We have something called the texting neck, right? I've been doing this for a while, and back in the days was because people used to read in bed. They don't read in bed anymore, right?
They do.
They do
Phones.
with the phone. Babe, there's a question there.
I gotta go up the question.
Oh, it's your sister, Cynthia. Hi, baby girl. I can't see the question, but I have a broken shoulder that never healed. What should I do? Ooh, never healed. It must have healed, just not correctly. But
True.
you're gonna have to send that one to you, dear sister-in-law, privately, because today we're talking about neck and headache. Okay, you do read in bed. Okay, well then that's a problem. Now I don't want you to stop reading in bed. I want you to fix your posture. So one of the biggest things that we talk about in chapter 3, which is the first chapter really with all the protocols, is neck pain. And the truth is that you cannot get rid of neck pain unless you change how you're using this phone. So the first mind-blowing fact I'm going to tell you right now is that your neck, right here, if your head is on top of your body, as it should be, your head weighs about 12 pounds. However, if you move it forward just like this, okay, it already starts to weigh between 22 and 32 pounds. And if you have it down looking on your phone, it now weighs 42 pounds. 42 pounds because of gravity and its forces. This can really, really affect your neck muscles because they're tiny. I have a cool book for you, Julio. I'm going to have to show this book here because this is a cool book.
So
it's
good.
more of like a general book, but I want you to see the structures. I'm going to kind of do this. very teacher-like. I want you to see the structures that are very sensitive and very small around the neck. Okay? So if this happens with you, the first thing you got to do is fix how you're looking at that. Your phone, your book, whatever it is that you're reading on a regular basis. For example, you can see Julio here by my side and he's down on looking down like this. Depending on how often you do this, it can actually cost you a big headache. And that headache will go either to the side of your head, to the front of your head, to the very back of your head. So raise your hand if you've ever had this type of headaches. 90% of people I know have it, and they go on taking medication, they go on taking whatever, right? Because they can't handle it. I have migraines, all of these things. Well, the truth is that we have a secret to share, and we're going to share with you. But I want Julia to talk to me a little bit about your experience with your neck pain and your symptoms, because a lot of people might have that same type of thing.
Yeah, I have herniated discs from C1 to C. It's like 9 or 8 herniated discs total, or maybe 6.
Well,
or
from the cervical
C1,
spine
C2,
down,
C3,
you
C4,
have about
C5,
seven.
C6, and T4. So my neck issue, especially because when I was training jiu-jitsu, it was really hard because I had to keep posture all the time. So I didn't have the strength enough to hold this. So what I used to feel, I still feel a little bit, but I don't feel as much, like 90%, not anymore. Tingling, sometimes numbness. Sometimes I don't feel these 3 fingers. Not at all. I can put a needle to, don't feel it. Pain, local pain, sharp pain, hot pain because it's compressing the nerves.
What about headache-wise? Did it go up the head?
Because my neck was bad, so the traps was overcompensating, it's affecting my traps. So everything here was pressing. So I was feeling this headache goes here to the front, especially here, a lot of headache here, and TMJ too. Pain here on the mastoid.
Yes. Does anybody suffer
a lot of
from
pain here, and then after
Yeah, well, after a few of the things we're gonna share with you, guys. Remember, we're gonna try to our lives have been really fun, and they've been going longer than 30 minutes. I'm gonna try to keep it at 30 minutes. So if you do have any questions, you gotta shout them at me right here, right now, or on Facebook. But I do want to show what Julia was saying. And I think that on Facebook and YouTube you can pull it up if you have, but I'll have to show here, which is a trigger point of the trapezius, just like what Julia was saying. And if you notice on the picture, come a little closer, there's a little red area right above the ear and the head and the eye. And if you notice that, first of all, this picture gives you a good idea of the posture of the person. Second, you notice that it's on the traps, right? So just like Julia was saying, this problem, even if it's being caused by a more damaged structure in the neck, this area is going to be the culprit for headaches. So ladies and gentlemen, if you have headaches that are coming up your head, from the back of your ear, up to your head, to the side of your eye, you need right?
Your hair is covered.
To the side of the eye, right here, where the headache is right here, and to the side here, you're gonna hit the following point. So Julio, can you be my guinea pig so I can show everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. The one thing I want to tell you guys is this: if you don't have the pain that I just described, then it's not worth poking around the traps. Okay, you're gonna cause pain. So, but if you do have this pain and you say you slept wrong, okay, if you have somebody to work for you, great. If not, you can use that little apparatus on top here, and I'll show you in a second, okay? So check it out. If you have, you're going to try and find the part of the traps that have the most like it's the most tense. Most tense, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab it and you're gonna poke it, okay? Now, if you're having somebody doing it for you, then this person got to be careful here with your thumb. This hurts quite a bit. You can kind of pinch it as well, because that way you can do it yourself. Okay. And what you're trying to, just all in the back of the traps right here, there are several points. And it's going to be hard for me to tell you right now what the points are. You can turn around. But they're all here on the book. Okay. And then can, this thing here, yeah, it's okay. I got it. This thing here is saves everybody. Tudo bem, gente? Se tiver pergunta, throw it at me. Passa para cá, ok? Então, I go to Portuguese, I go to English. I'm crazy. This thing has different balls. This is called a trigger point stick. You can get it anywhere, really. Nowadays, here in the US, everything is Amazon. But you can even kind of make something close to that. And you want to find that point and you want to squeeze it like I was showing you on Julio. Okay? The technique here is that you hold that point until you recreate the pain on the head. Once you recreate that pain, you're going to hold that position for about a minute, pretty much until the pain starts to go away. Once it starts to go away, you can move and go to a different point. Guys, do you know how many people we get to that say, oh, I can't train anymore, or I can't come to see you today because I have this headache that won't go away? That's another thing too. If you take medication and the headache doesn't go away.
Chris, look at this.
Okay.
I can share this if you guys go to Facebook, for example, log in a live on Facebook. You can see the picture I'm gonna put in here. You see the trigger point?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put in here
Instagram.
online. Okay,
you're just gonna have to get the book.
I'm gonna share this. Give me a second. Keep talking.
So okay. So again, I wanted to make this live a little bit more to the point. If there are any questions in regards to any other area, I'm gonna keep going on these techniques that you can use yourself. And one of the biggest things that I was saying earlier, and I don't know, it's like we got some people who just joined us, so I'm going to say it again. If you have a neck issue or a constant headache that comes to the side of your head, to the top of your head, to the back here, the back of the head, these can be taken care of by your own trigger point techniques. You're poking around and you're finding these points, and by fixing how you're reading in bed.
Look, for the people on Facebook, if you guys on Facebook or YouTube, you can see the graphics I put in here. So here is the trigger point on the neck, in the search of the neck and the traps. So you can see that affects the two axes. You affect all this area over here. All this pain over here can be alleviated by just trigger point.
So now that one is a trigger point of the traps, right? Let me show you one that I help Julio a lot, and you can use it with this too. It's this one behind the neck, right by the, where the head meets the neck, right? Right there. Oh, and then this camera over here. Where is it? There. Okay?
Okay.
Right there. It's pretty much underneath. So Julio, just turn a little bit. Not too much, just a little bit. Yeah. And this pain goes to the back of the head, and it will also sometimes to the top of the head. You want to grab just what I said, where the head meets the neck, okay? And you want to use your thumb and then poke right there. Now, this poke that I'm saying is not a very hard poke, okay? If it's the trigger point that you're getting, right away, immediately, the person's going to tell you, oh, I'm feeling it, right? Or you're going to feel it. You can kind of go poke your own right here, okay? And then get that feeling. You get that feeling in the top of your head or in the front of your eyes, and then relax it once the pain starts to subside.
I woke up with these things under my eyes. There's a bags in here. Couldn't take it out, so I solved it.
Oh, this is your way to solve bag under the eyes. See, Julio just gave you another hack.
Who's Julio? I'm Jason.
This right here, okay, is the one that I tell my friends to use on that one spot behind the head. So Julio, I have long hair. You don't.
You don't. I don't have any hair up there.
And go ahead and hold it and show everybody how you do this one.
So
Yeah.
I'm a master of this thing. This is my best friend. So what I do, I always start this scapula over here because I also used to have a scapula pain because of my hernias. So I like to use those two little things, little balls in here.
Uh-huh.
Like I put my spinal cord right here in the middle. The vertebrae goes in the middle, so it presses.
It hits right on the spot, right?
Right on the spot.
Like right there.
Right
and
here.
you can flip it up.
I can do this.
Yeah, you see how when
You
he
can use
holds
this.
it up?
You can do this way. You can turn. Look,
So
is good.
You might,
Guys, you can use this with Amazon. Cheap.
right.
cheap,
And then
cheap.
I'm not here to try to sell you the trigger point.
We don't get any money out of this.
I'm not making any money out of this. I'm just showing you because we can use other things. You can use a tennis ball, right? You can use squash, like squash? No, squash? I don't know, the little
They
ball.
don't have
the
squash
little
here.
one?
That's in Brazil. That's racquetball.
Where do you buy that? Doc is asking. Doc.
No. Lacrosse ball.
Lacrosse ball. That's what it's called here.
Because it's made of rubber. It's really good. I'm
Doc,
gonna put it here.
the trigger point stick, I got this one for $20 on Amazon. All right.
I gotta put a link here on Facebook on
okay,
with
cool.
the Amazon link.
Julio's getting super fancy with this.
Okay, we'll go.
Okay, so let's keep moving because remember, I'm trying to keep this on a 30-minute live. The other one that I wanted to show, and it sort of jumps to the shoulder, chapter, because again, like Julia was saying, he gets to feel it on the traps. He gets to feel it, in different areas, and the shoulder and the neck are very well related, right? They're very, very close.
$18.
Guys,
$18 on Amazon.
And just put trigger point stick.
No. Just put neck trigger point. You'll find
yeah, you'll see it. Now this other one is on the shoulder chapter, and this one is also kind of on the traps, but you can see that it's kind of like in different areas of the traps, and it still causes pain on the back of the head. You see, you guys, the little area where it's red is where the pain is. Okay? Now, why am I sharing all this time about the trigger points? Is because, as I was saying earlier, the neck is a pain in the neck. Does that make any sense? I could treat 5 knees before I want to deal with the neck. And I'm just being honest, okay? The reason, and I'll do it. We learn to do everything, but I hate it. And I despise it, I should say. Why? Because everybody does something wrong with the neck, okay? They're either on the phone, or even when they're working out, they're doing this thing and they're going. And I'm like, what? Are you one of those little toys that when you press under, you go, wee, wee, like that? Because every time you go up on the curl, you turn your head. Like, what's up with that? Okay? So we see a lot of that. And then the minute that you take care of them, necks are complex. 100%. Brian. 100%, Brian. And that's what I was saying. I'd much rather treat a knee, 5 knees, than I want to do a neck.
Yeah,
okay?
Brian, the Lofty Samurai was Brian. Yes, he says necks are complex.
Yeah, that's what I was just answering. But it's the truth. And then I was showing you guys, and maybe you can see it if I leave it open. But look at the. Julia, get really in all of the cameras. This is like a heavy book. What the heck? And right here, you see the vertebrae right there. So that is one thing that I wanted to talk about as well, right? Often when you have a neck issue, first thing you want to do is get, an MRI. And I had a client who's actually an 83-year-old man when he gave me this testimonial. He was about to get a shot of cortisone, remember?
Mm-hmm.
They thought that he had a heart problem because the pain would kind of come down the arm, just like I showed you in these pictures. And he came to see me, and in a couple of visits, and I kid you not, in a couple of visits, hitting the neck trigger points, he was a different person. He could do everything. Hi, Felipe. He could do everything. He could then now start lifting, start doing his exercises. And why not share that with you guys? It is not necessary to come and pay a big amount of money for people to hit a few trigger points in the neck. So, to before I move on to the stretches of the neck, I wanted to point out a couple of things. So, I have a little question
Felipe
on
Maia. Fala, Filipão.
prolonged use of cortisone can cause osteoporosis. Yes, Dr. Figueroa, she is 100% correct. And
Well, hold on. I missed it. I was reading. I mean, you're using a lot of cortisone and increase osteoporosis.
that's right. It was one of the side effects or adverse
There's another
effects.
side effect with cortisone. It affects your heart. My
It
mom had
inflames. Yeah, it inflames your arteries. There's so much you can look up cortisone. And the problem with cortisone shot is that every doctor who I know, at least if they're not holistic, if they're more like mainstream, if you will, they'll want to get a shot. That's the first thing they want to do. They're shot happy. They're like, and we're like, no. Wait a second, okay? Wait a second. Let's work on some of these yourselves and fix your postures while in bed. Okay, you should never be laying down. So I'm gonna use Julio as my pillow. You should never be laying down with your neck like this. Okay, when you look at yourself, if somebody was to look at yourself laying down, your neck needs to be in a good position on your pillow. So if you have a very high pillow or a very low pillow, it will also affect you. Okay, that whole thing, literally sleeping on your side, sure. Sleeping on your side, sleeping on your back. Honestly, you sleep whichever way you like. It's more about can you adjust your posture prior to sleeping and get the right pillow, and then can you go ahead and do some of these stretches I'm about to share with you to kind of keep your neck pain at bay. Okay, so the last part about the trigger point that I want to tell you is this. Because the trigger point is an area that's hypersensitive, when you hit those points, the points get sore, okay? But it goes into a whole thing that I don't want to get too technical, but it goes into a pain cycle that we're trying to intervene and stop your muscles from guarding really heavy, okay? Like really guarding like this. And also think about how many people hold their stress here on their neck, right? And then you don't know what's happening. You had a stressful day, you're driving, from work, coming home, and all your stress is on your neck. You are looking on your phone as soon as you come home because you're trying to wind down. We're all doing it and looking down. And then all of a sudden you start to get this headache coming to the side of your head. Okay. So fix the posture, bring the phone to your head, to your face, versus you bringing your face to the phone. Try some of the trigger points. Know that they're going to get sore afterwards, but it's a different soreness. It's just the muscle that you were poking. I have a question.
No, it's not a question.
It's just I love you
William!
guys.
Mr. William,
Thank you
judo
so
black
much.
belt.
Thank you so much. Miss a lot of people too, and we're just trying to share these things because it's healthcare is expensive here in the U.S. and there's so much you can do. If you want to become a physio trainer, all you have to
link
do
is on your Facebook.
all you have to do is join us. The link is on Facebook, is on my bio. Okay, so in Instagram, you go to my bio, you find the link. And Facebook, Julio's very fancy. He's got all kinds of stuff going on there on Facebook, so it's an easy one. One of my physio trainers just joined us, Morena. She was with us on Wednesdays live in Portuguese, and she did amazing. She shared a lot of good stuff, and I wanted to kind of keep telling you to hit me with some questions, okay? But I do want to show the next step. So as I was saying, this whole thing about you can't sleep on your side, you can't sleep on your back. You're gonna find that there's a lot of therapists that disagree with that. You should be able to sleep in whatever position you like. However, there are ways that you can adjust how you sleep in the sense of the pillow that you use, the support that you use. Okay. So, one thing that a lot of people don't know, and I teach my students a lot, is this. I'm here, for instance, talking to you, and my arms are not being supported by any rest, right? There's no arm rests. So if I was to be doing work here, and even if I had a good posture and my computer was in a good position, the fact that my heavy arm is pulling on my neck will start causing all of those tensions, the spasms that we talked about, and then boom, headache. Doc, you love tummy time. Yes. Oh my God, that reminds me. Doc and I are going to start talking about kids and babies and how come her baby at 6 months old is already trying to crawl and my granddaughter was already crawling before the milestone and because of tummy time, Doc. So stay tuned. We're gonna do next week one with Doc as not our leader, really talking about pediatrics and some amazing stuff that you can get your baby to be super babies,
Can we show?
physio babies.
Can we show one exercise for that? Like a simple, one, like
Sure.
like.
But how about we go in the
Only one.
early protocol?
Okay.
So
hold on. Before anything, so you can use isometrics.
yes,
I like to use bends for my neck, and for phase one, what I like because I don't like to be like this all the time. Um, I use the ball.
ooh, okay. So
I use this.
let's go by phases,
Okay.
and you're gonna have to either.
I'm gonna
become a
show you
physio
today
trainer-
only one exercise. Today, you want more? Get the book.
Right, I
So,
was just gonna say.
I'm gonna show one exercise when she's ready.
Yeah, actually, it's going to be very soon. I just want to make sure that I'm not missing any questions. And okay, so here we are. One of the exercises that if you're driving, like I said, let's say that you're driving home and you had a stressful drive and you're all of this area is really tight. Right before you do your stretches, you can do something called isometrics exercise, and you can do it gently. Okay, so
Marcão.
try it with me, everybody, right now. Okay, take your hand, put it on the side of your head, and then push gently so that you see that muscle just kind of like pumping, right? And you want to keep your neck straight, right? You don't want to kind of do this thing. You don't want to be like arm wrestling your head, okay?
By the
It's
way,
a
guys,
gentle-
it's slightly gentle. Don't go.
Right. You're
Like
not
a
trying to
maniac.
fight your own head, okay? It's just a gentle push. As a matter of fact, if sometimes somebody is pushing a little too hard, I'll take the hand away and I'll say, just make a muscle like this, right? I know. Now I work out my upper body so you can see my muscles well. Not everybody you're gonna be able to see it like that, so you gotta practice. But it's not about seeing the muscle. It's about contracting it and getting some blood flow through that muscle to kind of get it to relax and maybe get a better stretch out of it, right?
Yeah.
So let's do the other directions. Okay, so this direction right here. All right. Then you do it to the front. And then you take your hand to the back. Okay. And let's do it with me one more time because I want to make sure that you guys understand how to do it. I want you to see that my neck, I'm not really moving my head anywhere. Okay. Now, this can look really stupid, for the lack of a better word.
Stupid.
It looks stupid. It looks like, ooh, you're pushing. It works. All right. Julio,
What?
well, let's say that they've done this for a while. They're started to add the stretches, which I'm about to add. But say that they actually want to improve the strength of their neck.
Mhm.
How can they do that in a progressive way? How can they progress from their hand?
I start with the ball first
Okay.
for the
So
two
show
sessions.
us. You said you were
yeah,
going to
two
show us.
sessions, like a week or two, and she will get because it presses and you get a little sore. Then I move on to the band. So I'll show the ball. So what I use, how I do to the ball is, I try to do the same thing in all directions, this direction, this direction, this direction
Right.
with the ball. So what I do is put a ball against the wall,
I
okay,
think you can do this.
but then I
with
cannot gonna pick up. So I put the ball against the wall like this. I stand up in good posture,
Yeah.
and I put my forehead, my bald forehead, and I force. You can see what I'm gonna do. Watch. Look, and I count to 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Okay.
Good.
Let go. Then I put on the side. I go all in
All four directions.
all
that we
four
were
directions against the wall, of course. In this direction, that direction, that direction. And I do 4 to 5 sets of 20 seconds, 30 seconds.
going. Okay.
Holds, you know what I mean?
Now let's just keep in mind, you guys.
By the way, excuse me, I'm sorry. If you never did this, you get sore. So you will get a slightly headache.
And then you hit the trigger point.
Okay,
that we just touched.
because you're doing a new
It's true
exercise.
though.
It's like when you do abs or any muscle group for the first time,
Yeah.
you get sore a little bit. So you will get sore. So prepare.
Yeah.
Don't say later, oh, now I got more headache. No. Chillax. Just
Well,
relax.
I mean, if you and you could keep that, at bay if you follow it with the stretches that I'm about to give you. I do want to say again about the ball is for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. So when you are pressing on the ball has air, the air compresses and it presses back against you. So it is going to be a resistive exercise. So if you're doing that, like Julius said, it needs to be guided and well and slowly progressive because it can actually give you like soreness in the neck, which will then cause some headache, which is the exact reason we're here today to try to get you from getting headaches. But if you're a fighter, if you are somebody who needs that neck, maybe a painter, right? Somebody looking up all day, that kind of stuff, you will need to get this stuff done at some point.
After I done with all this progression, I move to this. I do a special weight. I can't show you. It's complicated. Yeah, do like this, all this stuff, and then I start to move to little weights, 2 pounds, 3 pounds. So,
Which, by the way,
it's
in the book. All right, guys, last one before we wrap up because it looks like we've been doing this for 31 minutes already. Wow. All right, the next one is stretching. If you follow me at all on one of these social media, you notice that I'm every once in a while, at least every week, I'm posting a stretching routine. And the reason is because we need to stretch, especially the neck. All right. Now there's one big problem with that head that is a forward head posture is we tend to get real tight pecs. All right. This area of the neck gets real tight and that starts a whole nother set of issues. So let's do this. Let's do the first stretch, making it more of a pectoral stretch, so more of a chest stretch, and then we move on to the neck. Ready? Everybody do it with me. Okay? You're gonna pull your hands back. You can even keep them bent like this, put against the chair, and just lean forward. Now I'm pretty flexible, so mine goes really far. You might be here already feeling the stretch. Doesn't matter. If you do both hands together, then you're gonna really feel it increase. And then if you wanna kind of just move your head up a little bit to get some of that front neck stretched, that is great. It feels wonderful. Okay, 30 seconds hold minimum. All right, 30 seconds to a minute. Remember, there's an elastic component of the muscle. If you let it go too fast, it's not gonna help. All right. The other stretch, do it with me, guys. Hold your hand under your leg. Take your opposite hand and just the weight of your hand, let it fall to the side, just like that. Do it, Julio.
Huh?
Do it.
Nah, I'm okay. You do
it. He sounds like a patient I had.
Remember?
97 years old. Hey, let's go do exercise.
No, you do it. You do it.
You do it.
Oh, by the way, guys, I'm gonna switch for Portuguese for Facebook, by the way. So
we have a question.
Where is it? Okay, let's go to the question then. Hold on. Felipe Maia, abraço, irmão, saudade.
Adorou os exercícios, tem essas dores. Angélica mandou um abraço também. Angélica, minha querida amiga. Felipe, um grande beijo para vocês.
A galera do Brasil aí, ó, que tá no Brasil, quer consertar iPhone, quebrou o iPhone. Qualquer iPhone para consertar, tá? Procura iThink. Vou botar aqui no link da galera do Facebook, aqui um link.
E enquanto ele tá fazendo, okay? Vocês estão fazendo o chat comigo, né?
Tá aqui embaixo o link, ok? Da iThink. É uma companhia muito profissional. O cara vai na tua casa, o cara conserta na sua frente, entendeu? É impressionante. Tá aqui, ó. www.facebook.com/iThinkRJ.
Did you hear my?
Vale a pena. Huh?
Did you hear my? It cracked my fingers.
Eu não uso iPhone, eu uso Android, mas a galera do iPhone pode ir lá que vocês vão gostar.
A gente fez um ad do nosso patrocinador.
É o Antônio?
Aqui, ó, galera.
Antônio Said El Ferro.
I'm moving to Portuguese. I'm so sorry, guys. This language thing.
Two
Anyways,
things.
grab your hand like this, put it in the back of your head, and let the weight of your arm bring your neck down, just so you feel that stretch in the back part of your neck. Again, you're gonna hold it for 30 seconds, okay? Then you're going to do two more, and that's it. And then we're gonna call it because it's been already 35 minutes, okay?
Okay.
We're gonna look into the armpit. So for you, pretend you're gonna smell if your stinky armpit, right? So you're gonna bring it, you're gonna bring your nose into your armpit. It's at an angle, okay? And you're gonna hold it there for 30 seconds. Let me do it this side so you guys can see it. Looking into the armpit. I know it's a funny one, but it's amazing. It's for the levator scapula, okay? So all of those there, and then I love to finish my stretches for the upper body and neck with the one for the back of my shoulders. Excuse me. You're gonna pull it like this, like you're pulling your whole hand away from your body, and then relax. Okay? So you're gonna to recap, you're going to do the trigger points, hit them on the back of the neck, hit them on the traps. Okay. Hit them on a little bit further on the traps here. You can even hit some on the front of the neck. All of those pictures are on the book. All right. You can find it. Just Google Physiotraining. If you want to know about the course, go to my bio or follow the link on Facebook, and make sure you do your stretches daily.
Question.
Yes.
You told them about people like love social media.
That's what I was saying the whole time. Weren't you listening?
No, I was here.
Anyways, and to finish it up, stretches, trigger points, and fix your posture. All right. If you're using the phone looking down, keep in mind 42 pounds of the weight of your head on your little muscles in the back of the neck. Not a good combination. So it is Saturday, and I'm going to call it. Do you have any questions with anybody? Okay, no?
Hold on.
Let's see here.
No, let me see. No, we're good. I think we're good. I don't know about Facebook because I don't have many screens, so that's okay.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
That's it. We're gonna wrap up. No questions?
Keep your
Portuguese question?
Keep your
Aproveita, faz pergunta em português.
Keep your head, Chris. Joyce, tudo bem, minha amiga? Que saudade. Agora vocês entram sempre assim. Quando eu vou wrap up, a galera começa a entrar.
Espera mais um pouquinho.
Like, no, don't go. I got stuff to ask you.
Galera do Brasil, quem tiver aí precisando de visto, ok, para vir para os Estados Unidos, para trabalhar, principalmente de jiu-jitsu, essa garota já botou muita gente aqui, o nome dela é Unda Proença. Vou botar aqui o link aqui.
Ela tá aí, ela tá aí.
Ok?
Immigration_up.
There you go. Tá aqui, ó, instagram.com. Não sei o que fala essa porcaria em português.
Immigration_. Tracinho embaixo.
Tracinho embaixo, não tracinho no meio, tracinho de baixo. Muito bom nesse português.
Então, galera.
Vai lá,
aqui, ó.
Tira teu visto.
Uma olhadinha aqui no neck.
Português, não. Switch to English. English.
All right. So I want to wrap it up. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. You can always watch this on our feed because it's going to be there. And I will see you Wednesday.
Hold on, give me a sec.
For Portuguese. And then
give me a sec.
Saturday for us in English. And in between, somewhere there, we're going to meet up with Dr. Figueroa and talk about physio babies.
Hold on.
Ooh, I'm excited about that one. We see so many babies in the stroller, and they're 6 months old, and they're not even sitting. And here are our babies, and her baby is a preemie, and that little baby, man, she's
right,
going.
I'm gonna add here a link. Physiotraining Secrets at gmail.com. If you guys have any questions, they may here on Facebook. If you on Instagram, go to the later on Facebook live that you had it. And then in the end, you're going to see here. Okay? Physiotraining Secrets at gmail.com.
Do not forget.
Send any questions. We answer. We take a little while, but we answer. Don't worry about it. I'm lazy.
I just want to make sure that you know I'm ready to certify you as a physio trainer. So go check out my bio and sign up. Guys, we'll give you all the support you need.
I'm going to put the link right here. Right? the link here under. Okay, guys, you can see under over here. The physiotraining.club/continue/education/score, whatever.
Ai, boa. Até a próxima, galera. Thank you so much. Bye, fam.
Tamo junto.
Enjoy your Saturday.
Tamo junto. Have a great weekend! Goodbye.